It's a pretty experimental show I have tonight, I suppose. It'll be quite noisy. There'll be lots of noise, lots of beats, the occasional melody. It's part of a lot of work that I've been doing by myself and with my band for a few years now, which is getting increasingly experimental, you could say, but with the aim being the idea that you can be experimental without it necessarily being inaccessible or elitist. Hopefully it's still enjoyable. It is my solo project because mainly I'm in a band called 65 Days of Static, and we try and be quite we try and push the boundaries, I suppose, of what a band can be. And so although this is my own work, it always feels like it's a subset of 65. It's like inside the umbrella that is the central idea of 65. 65 have as well, looking into algorithmic and generative music. So rather than making songs, you're making rules or ingredients that can become songs, but they're always going to be different and changing. And that's really exciting on the one hand creatively, but also thinking about it from a more pragmatic survival perspective, where we need to sell records or go on tour to promote albums to be able to continue being in a band. It's very hard because if you're making music that's never the same twice, but it's not quite like pure improvisation. When it comes to making live electronic music, which is ultimately I'm just another guy stood behind a laptop on stage, is not a very exciting thing to look at. I don't want to be another guy on stage stood behind a laptop. For this particular show, it's more about the rhythms. The visuals are quite, they're very abstract. It's the same all the way through. Not the same, but it's the same idea. It's very simple. But it's more about just picking out the rhythms because it's tied quite directly into the music in a way that I'm able to do purely because I know the music so well, and I've managed to figure out ways of throwing the data for the rhythms and the patterns into the visuals. So hopefully that it adds a bit of excitement to the show that there wouldn't be if it was literally just me behind a laptop. All of these kind of big ideas about generative or algorithmic music become completely unimportant, because if you're making a record, all that matters is the songs on that record. Like, nobody cares how you've made those songs, nobody cares how clever it might have been. I mean, some people will, but most people, the context of the making of these records is important to the four of us in the band. It's vital that we're not just making a record just for the sake of making a record, but remembering the perspective of the listener. I don't know, it's two things that don't fit together very well. So we're still figuring out, because we'd like to make another record. We think we've got a lot of good material that could somehow be turned into a record. We're just not sure how to do it yet. And for me, I'm looking forward to tonight. I'd like to do some more solo shows, but that's I have no master plan for this. I'm here in Budapest, and I'm very happy to be here, and I'm looking forward to hearing. This is a lot of new material, so I'm looking forward to hearing how it sounds loud. I hope to do some more shows, and then depending on where 65 get to, I guess I'll make any other solo plans.